Sowore visits Nnamdi Kanu lawyer in detention, submit bail application. He equally hint on the next line of action regarding the protest hashtag release Nnamdi Kanu now. And as part of his revelation, he have exposed those who are holding Nnamdi Kanu in captivity. You will listen to him shortly to know who and who will be held responsible if the political solution being sought to have Nnamdi Kanu out of detention is not working out. Now, as we have it, Nnamdi Kanu is expected to open his defense, but his lead counsel, Aloy Jimako, is in detention currently. But Nnamdi Kanu has personally listed those who he will be calling as witness, just as he has asked the court to subpoena them, to enable them appear and give their testimony when they need arise. This is obviously from Premium Times, and I'm going to bring you up to speed with what it's saying. It says, Nnamdi Kanu lists Malami, Wike, Umahi, Sowore, Danjuma, BURUTAI, others as different witnesses. You go for that to say that Nnamdi Kanu informed the court of his plan to call 23 witnesses divided into 2 categories. Going forward, I say Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has listed former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, as one of his defense witnesses in his terrorism trial before the Federal High Court in Abuja. The Biafra agitator listed Mr. Malami among others. He wants subpoenaed to appear in court as his witnesses as he prepares to open his defense. Remember that before now, Nnamdi Kanu entered a no-case submission, and in the wisdom of the court asked him to open his defense. That is the reason we are seeing his witnesses as we are seeing here. But going forward, I say the list containing a category of 7 and former officials whom Mr. Kanu described as compellable witnesses include Wike, the FCC minister, Danjuma, a retired lieutenant general and former chief of army staff, COAS, Tuko, BURUTAI, among retired lieutenant general and former COSS, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State and Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State. Others are Dave Umahi, Minister of Wars, Okeze Pazon, the immediate past governor of Abia State, Ahmed Rufai Abubakar, the immediate past Director General, National Intelligence Agency, NIA, and Yusuf Bichi, a former Director General of the State Security Services. Let me stop there for now. Let me quickly say that it is the courts that have the power to subpoena any witness in the case of the person deciding not to come or not. But it's not yet clear what the decision of the court will be. But we bring you the event as it unfolds. But at this point, let me allow you to listen to Sowore, who have listed those who have made it possible for Nnamdi Kanu not to be released. Listen to Sowore as we come back to further this conversation.
I'm not shocked because I think on your show I once declared that Kanu's predicament or his ordeal is as a result of some persons in the Southeast who took a decision that his release would jeopardize their political career and future. That I know as far back as when Tinubu freshly became president, because I was part of some conversation to release him. And they said at that time, Imo elections are coming. If it comes out, APC might not win. And subsequently, I realized that some of the communiques you see is just, word of mouth by day. When they go at night or when they meet Tinubu, it's likely that they have a different position. And when I started contacting them in the last 24 hours, I'm shocked. Some of them that I used to be able to reach just switched off their lines. The ones I sent messages never responded. I reached out to Soludo, who I know personally. That's Charles Soludo, who's governor of Anambra State. No response till now. I reached out to Alex Oti. Alex Oti used to be a columnist for Sahara Reporters, so I know him personally. no response till now. The only response they got was a nominal response that no, we shouldn't have dragged us the way you did. Reached out to Peter Obi, they said he's in Rome. But I sent a message that, you can behave as Romans do too, just be part of this. But some have been encouraging. Senator Abaribe, I reached out to him, he responded, he said, I'm in on this. And I know that Abaribe suffered when he was a shorty for Kanu. In fact, I was sleeping on Abaribe's bed at the DSS in 2019, shortly after he was released, because he was shorty for Nnamdi Kanu. So the rep from his state at the National House of Rep also signed up. A number of persons have signed up, some of them publicly, but there is no unified response from Southeastern political leaders or traditional rulers or even the religious priesthood there, which many had expected would happen. But a lot of young people have signed up to this, and you can see that the Nigerian government is already pushing back because they've seen the response to be unequivocally in support of the release of Nnamdi Kanu at this time. I don't think they were expecting that such a response would be so favorable and sweet.
So having listened to him, we understand that the other day there was a protest hashtag Free Nnamdi Kanu now that was led by Sowore. And as we have it, his lead counsel, who participated in that protest, has since been arrested and remanded in correctional center in Abuja, one of the correctional centers in Abuja. But Sowore have actually visited the correctional center and he has submitted his bail application to the court. And as we have it, it is left to the court to determine the day they will hear the bail application. But what is certain that Nnamdi Kanu is bid to open his defense. It is in Nigerian, according to Nigerian judiciary, according to the Nigerian legal system, one is innocent until proven otherwise by a court of competent jurisdiction. So the way it is, the courts will be waiting to see Nnamdi Kanu's defense. It is after the defense that the court will ultimately ask the two sides, the prosecuting side and the defense side, to address the court before the court will now fix a date for judgment, or if he wishes to deliver judgment that same day, it is up to the court. But as it is, we will be bringing you the updates as event unfold itself. But let me quickly say that in my own view, I'm of the opinion that we needed to find a political solution to this issue of Nnamdi Kanu's travail. So in my own view, it is better we find a political solution to that travail. Because as far as I'm concerned, the whole essence of governance is for the welfare of the people and their security. So if the continuous detention of the man Nnamdi Kanu is making peace to elude the southeastern part of the country, I want to say that without prejudice to the issue in courts, because I understand that the federal government is one prosecuting, and the federal government, within the armies of the law, have the power and right to drop the charges and settle the matter out of court. But we have seen in the recent past where the chairman of BURUTAI, Bodejo, was accused of course, forming vigilante groups, arming them without the consent of federal government. At the time, he was charged to court. But at some point, the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation, in its wisdom, dropped the charges and terminated the case. So it's not out of place for the federal government, through the same Office of the Attorney General of the Federation, to take such decision. Because the whole essence is to ensure that we have peace in the region. And again, I want to say that it is not even out of place for the federal government to address the root causes of this agitation. Talking about marginalization. Because I cannot take away the fact that people from that region, or that region in particular, is marginalized in so many areas. We cannot continue mentioning the issue of lopsidedness in appointment under the last administration. Even under this current administration, we can see some level of twist against the same region. And of course, you begin to wonder why they have only 6 states in that region, whereas in other regions they have only 5 states in that region, whereas other regions have at least 6. So what I'm saying in essence is, if we find a political solution to that his travail, then let us address the root causes of those agitation. You know, when people rise to agitate, so that you can be able to ask, what is justification for the agitation? But if every angle they look to, everywhere they see, anything they see, anywhere they point to, the only thing they see is marginalization. It becomes feasible and attractive to agitate for secession. So I think the government should be guided by this. I must say very big thank you for time. This is Malami. Thank you so much.